What is up, everybody? Mr. and Mrs.
Savage.
And we are here at Buckland Hills Mall. We stopped at Saraku, Japan. Am I saying it right?
Yep.
Saraku, Japan. And we got some yummy, yummy food. What'd you get? Veggies?
Chicken teriyaki with veggies. Trying to stay low on the carbs, keep my girlish figure.
I'm not, if you guys can see. I like their rice and their veggies and the extra sauce. I know, not too healthy, but oh well. So we decided to make this video because we've gotten a lot of questions about what it really takes to start a business. So first, can we just admire this food really quick? Look at that juiciness. Delicious. So, let me just edit that out. You sent me the wrong. Oh, there it is.
So if you want, I can go from here and give a quick introduction.
Yeah, go ahead.
So basically what we did was we narrowed it down to 7 steps, right? 7 steps to starting your own business, right? So as we enjoy this awesome Japanese food, we're gonna go through the 7 steps and hopefully you guys get something out of it. Hopefully it'll help. Don't forget, if you guys like this video, click that little like button. Don't forget to subscribe, share with your friends and family. All right, hit that little notification bell so you guys, get notified every time we drop some new videos. All right.
A quick little disclaimer, guys. We are not professionals. We just
Speak for yourself. I'm pretty professional.
We just started our own business a few months ago, and literally started our YouTube not that long ago either. We literally just want to track our progress and take you guys on this journey. So any of the things that we think of, we just want to share it with you. All right. Take it away, Mr. Savage.
Number 1, first step to starting a business, right? You got to decide what type of business it is that you want to start. There's so many different options out there, right? There's food trucks, there's restaurants, there's clothing apparel lines, there's service-based businesses where you're cleaning, detailing cars, whatever it may be. There's so many things out there. So that's step number 1. You got to decide what you're passionate about, what you like to do, what you can wake up every morning and think to yourself, man, I love what I do. I'm really passionate about this. I really want to give everything it is that I have to this business, and I enjoy it.
Sorry, pause really quick. Can we just admire our clothing right now? So, I just mentioned that we have our own business.
Yeah.
And, of course, why not rep it, right? So, we just launched some t-shirts with our logo on them, and our men's sweaters. So we just dropped our men's collection literally a few days ago.
Mm-hmm.
We're really expanding, and we started off being geared towards women, but we figured why not have a men's collection as well. So I just wanted to throw that in there really quick. So back to what you were saying. There's product-based businesses, there's service-based businesses. It's all about what you're interested in. Something that I hear, and I don't know if you hear this too, but some people are like, well, I'm not business-minded. I don't know, what am I gonna sell? Guess what? To me, at least I think this is, everyone has a talent, something you're good at. Something. You can't tell me you're not good at anything, because that is a lie. If you're good at artwork, you can sell artwork. If you're good at making websites, you can do that for people. They're willing to pay for that. If you're good at writing papers, people will pay you to do that as well. So there's something out there for everyone. There's always a way you can make money.
So there's something that I learned a long time ago, and that is that the most successful people in the world, right, at whatever it is that they do, let's say Michael Jordan in basketball, Derek Jeter in baseball, Tiger Woods in golf, those types of people, right, the elite, those people did not become rich and famous doing what they do because they woke up one day as a small child, or whenever it was that they decided to go down that road and do what it is that they did. They didn't wake up someday and say, you know what, I want to be rich someday, and I think golf or basketball or baseball is going to be the way that I'm going to do it. It was the other way around. They were passionate about something. They loved the sports that they participated in. People like like Warren Buffett. That man loves finance. He's passionate about it, right? And so they became rich and famous at what they're doing or what they did because they loved it so much, and because they were so passionate about it that they dedicated everything that they did, or they dedicated their whole entire lives to being good at that, right? And because of that, they ended up becoming rich and famous. So I say all of that to say, it's important to figure out, what type of business you want, what you're passionate about, because a lot of people have this misconception that when you're a business owner that, everything's going to be beautiful, that you're not going to work hard, you're just going to be raking in all of these checks.
Nope.
You don't have to, you work for anybody, you don't have a boss, and
We're not rich yet.
And you're just going to be making money, right? But those that are business owners, that have been business owners, can tell you that they probably worked harder in their business and have worked harder in their business that they probably ever did at any job, right? But you got to remember that the reward that you can reap from that is much greater than what you're going to receive working at a job where somebody's going to tell you exactly what you're worth, what you can do, when you can do it, when you can take vacation, how long you can go on vacation, all of those things, right? So that's really important, and that's kind of why we put that as number one.
Right. And like we just mentioned, there's a lot of opportunities out there that you can look into and do. There's a ton. But it does take a lot of work, and all you have to do really is find what either A, you're good at, or B, what you really like. Either of those two things, and you can just work hard at it, perfect it, and trust me, you will find someone that's willing to pay for your services or your products. Either of those two things, trust me.
I think I missed my mark. I mean, I'm only 38, so I still have time, but I love to eat, so maybe I should have been a competitive eater.
He's good at making sauces too, and I tell him all the time, make your own sauce. Well, put your face on it. We'll be rich. But he doesn't want to.
It's not that I don't want to. I haven't gotten there yet. Got a lot of things going on at once.
Well, guys, you're watching this video for a reason. Something about business interests you, and you want to learn more. So, we're giving all these tips for you guys, and just take this video and literally put some thought into it. What can you do to make you money? Think about that every single day, and I guarantee you will come up with your own business.
Number 2, you got to find your niche within that business, within that thing that you love, right? So if you love fitness, find that specific little niche, that little area, that section of the market that you can exploit, that you can take advantage of, that you can tap into. right? That maybe somebody's missing the mark, or maybe, you can tweak something or make it better or do it differently in a way that, could entice people, and people will like it, people will love it, and people want to be a part of it. Or maybe you do hair a little bit differently, right? Maybe you have a different style, or whatever it may be. These Japanese people at Sarku, Japan, here in Buckley Hills Mall, they cornered the market on this chicken teriyaki, right? So that's their niche. You come there, and you don't have a big, extensive menu, right? You can have chicken teriyaki, or you can have chicken teriyaki. Take your pick. Either way, it's gonna be real good.
So something I was gonna say is, so giving an example of, focusing on a niche, right? So, fitness is a big, very broad category, right? You can focus on doing apparel, like we are, or maybe you want to be a yoga instructor, or maybe you want to do Pilates, or what else is out there? There's so many different things. There's so many possibilities within a general group. So when you guys are thinking about a business, you need to zero in even more. You don't want to keep it so broad and say, well, I'm into fitness. Well, okay, what about it? There's many different things out there. Also, when you do find a niche, you want to try to figure out how you're going to stand out from your competition. You want to do things slightly different because you want to have that one up on other people that have been in the game. So focusing on what you can do better is definitely going to help you in growing your business.
So that's a perfect segue right into step number 3, finding a name, okay? Or choosing a name, I should say. So one of the biggest things that stands out in business and makes a business unique and successful is their brand recognition, right? People knowing the name, being a household name, and having a really good logo, right? Something that people understand. When people see that little red umbrella, they know it's Travelers, right? When you see that little swoosh mark, everybody knows it's Nike. So put some good time and effort into, choosing your name, deciding what you want to name your business, whether it's, something clever or maybe something a little edgy, right? That plays on words or something like that. Something that's unique, something that stands out, that catches people's attention, that's gonna make them remember you and remember your business.
So, with making, when you're trying to figure out what name you want for your business, before you finalize it, you try to imagine it. Like, for example, Savage Fitness. We were coming up with names and trying to imagine it as if it was already in a well-known apparel company on the market. When you think big like that, it's easier for you to discard things that don't really make sense or don't have a nice ring to it. So you really, throughout this whole process, you want to think big. We watched this YouTube video about this guy that does business, and he said, refer to your business as a company. Change your mindset, because you're gonna start treating it as such. So if you keep calling yourself, small business, then you're gonna kind of limit yourself. You gotta think big and think outside the box.
Number 4, once you've identified all these things, and just so you guys know, these 7 steps that we're giving you guys, they're not necessarily hard and fast that they have to be done in this exact order or else you're never going to be successful, right? Sometimes these things are going to happen in a little bit different order, but these are the things that at some point throughout that, beginning process in those initial stages, you're gonna need these things, right? So number 4, you have to create a solid business plan, okay? There's so many different ways to work your business and be successful and make money and achieve all the goals it is that you've set for yourself. So it's important to have a very important plan, right? So think about it like this. If you were going to take a road trip from wherever it is that you live to, across the country or wherever it may be, you're not just gonna get in your car and just start driving and just hope that you get there, right? No, you're gonna create a plan. Years ago, that plan was created on a map, right? We fold that thing out, we grab a highlighter and highlight the route where we wanted to go, right? Yeah, and then you got your passenger, with the map laid out.
That definitely was not safe. Who even thought about that?
No. You got your map laid out, trying to figure out where you're at or where you need to go when you get lost. But nowadays, obviously, we all have a GPS. We have our starting location. You plug in where it is that you want to go. And essentially, what the GPS is doing for you is creating that plan, right? So think of your business plan as being your GPS to success, right? So you want to put a lot of thought into that. You want to make sure that you're, really thinking about all the different aspects of your business. Money coming in, how you're going to spend it, how are you going to pay yourself? How much are you going to pay yourself? All of these different things. There's a lot of things to think about. And obviously, we could make a whole video about just creating a business plan, but we're just touching on the overall basics right now. So that would be your next step. Very important. Create a solid business plan.
This is why I married this guy. I just want to...
Apparently it wasn't for my good looks.
Yeah, I like how you put that. It's a GPS to a successful business. I just put it in my own words, but that's basically what you said. You definitely need to set goals. You're not gonna know where you want to go until you put a plan together. And when you put a plan together, it doesn't mean it's a solid plan. It can't be changed. You can't make it different. That's not the case, because you might have a plan and you might figure out, hey, this is not really working. I need to change it. And that is perfectly okay. You think about it like a rough draft. Like when you're in school and your teacher's like, well, you need to write a paper. So you need to, make an outline. Put a rough draft together, things like that. It's the same exact concept. And we do this now at home. Like, I'm a very visual person, so I have a board. We have a board in our room where when we have like our meetings and stuff and we're brainstorming about the next steps, we literally write it out. Because that's going to hold us accountable. If we're consistently seeing it, we know that it's something that needs to get done. If we don't see it, it's very easy to forget, especially when you have new ideas. You want to write those down. Write them down each and every time.
Number 5. Step number 5 is important. It's not the fun stuff. It's not the glamorous stuff. But it's super important. There's a lot of legalities that have to be, researched, and a lot of steps, and sometimes a lot of paperwork, and unfortunately sometimes there's a lot of money that has to be spent in getting things like licenses, permits. You gotta maybe register your business depending on what type of business structure you want to have, whether it's an LLC or whatever it may be. Trademarks, setting up your business bank account, maybe getting tax permits, if you have to charge sales tax for whatever it is that you're doing, right? So those things are important to keep yourself out of trouble, keep your business legit, keep you in business for a long time.
Right.
It's one of those things that once you lay the groundwork at the beginning, you're good to go. That way you can avoid issues down the road.
Yeah, the last thing you want to do is to figure out months later, years later, oh shoot, I didn't do this, from the beginning. I didn't do my taxes the way they were supposed to be. I didn't get my permits and my certifications. You don't want to deal with that later on. You don't want that headache. Do it right from the beginning. Check in with your town, your state, all of those things. Seek out a tax professional, an accountant, all of that stuff. Do it right from the beginning. That's what we would recommend. It'll save you a lot of headaches down the road.
Step 6, all right? This one's super important. It's a very general term, but once you branch out and you think about all the different ways you can do it, it can get, pretty broad, but it's marketing, right? How do you want to market your business? Just, kind of like I said earlier on one of the other steps, we can make a whole video. Oh, wait.
No.
We did.
Yeah.
We made a whole video talking about how you can market your business on a small budget, right? Which a lot of times many of us are when we're starting out. And, just like my lovely wife here said, not necessarily, using the term small business, but when, let's say we're a new business, we're a new company, right? Sometimes we're starting out on a small budget. So if you haven't done so yet, make sure you go and you watch that video. We'll put a link at the end of the video here for you so you can watch that and find out how you can market your business effectively on a small budget, all right? Number 7, set goals, which we kind of already touched that. Jump the gun a little bit.
Sorry, guys.
Sorry.
I get very excited when we talk about
the food
goals.
got her excited.
No, the goals get me excited. Trust me. Do it, babe. Say it. Say it.
What? Trust me.
So, set goals. It's gonna get you to where you need to be. And guess what? It's worth putting it in there twice and mentioning this like 1,000 times. Set a goal. That's where that's where the money's at. It's going to get you where you want to be. Another thing that people might be thinking, how long does this all take? It varies from person to person, from business idea to business idea. It varies. We can't give you a timeline. We can tell you from our experience. We started this in March or April, and we just started brainstorming. Coming up with a name took us a few days, a week.
Yeah, something like that.
A few days, a week. Coming up with a logo, took maybe like 2 or 3 weeks so when we got our logo, we went through Fiverr, so that took a little bit of time. But it could take you a few months. It can take you a year. It all depends on you and the drive that you put into it, the amount of time you put into it. I would tell you that we put a lot of hours into our business. We both work full time. We come home. We have kids, 5 kids. And we're still putting in hours. It's funny because I saw this TikTok. It said, what was it? I left my 9-to-5 job to start my own business, and now I'm working 24/7. It's true.
That is
like you
a true statement.
Work. It's like midnight, almost 1 o'clock at night, and we're like here talking with our manufacturers, ordering this, ordering that, fixing our website. Like it's a lot of work. But guess what? It's gonna be a lot of work in the beginning, and then it gets better. Trust me, it's a process, and you just have to be willing to put in that work and that effort.
Remember, when you're setting your goals, right, it's important to set some short-term goals, maybe some mid-range, some long-term goals, right? It's just like, somebody that is looking for some sort of body transformation, working out, into fitness, things like that. How do we track that, right? We get measurements, we track our body fat percentage, we take before and after pictures and all of those things, right? So if you don't set specific goals for yourself and you don't track your progress, right, throughout the process, it's easy to get lost and to get wrapped up in the frustration of, the day-to-day, working hard, doing all of these things, putting in all of this effort, But when you're able to look back and see how far you've come and what you've accomplished, and oh wow, I checked off this goal and this goal, and we did this one ahead of time, and we did this one right on time. It really validates what you've been doing, and it encourages you, right? It motivates you to keep driving forward, to keep working hard, to keep pushing. Because it lets you know that what you're doing is actually working, that it's not in vain, and even though you may not be where you want to be at that very moment as far as, income or, likes on Facebook or, followers on Instagram or whatever it is that you're trying to do, it at least lets you know that you're on track, you're headed to success, and like I said, your efforts are not in vain. All your hard work and efforts, they are paying off.
I want to throw some bonus stuff out here real quick. Something that I want to tell you guys is don't get discouraged. It takes time. Don't get discouraged because your followers aren't, where you imagine it to be. Don't get discouraged because you're not getting those likes that you wanted. Don't get discouraged because you're not seeing those sales come in like you thought. It's going to take time. Did you think Nike, when they started off, was making, billions and millions of dollars in sales? No, they had to start somewhere. So just like that, you have to start off small and take your baby steps and just know that it's going to get there. But you have to put your part. You have to put your hard work into it. And if you figure out that the product or the service is not working out for you, you can always, modify it before you move on to something else. Maybe you need to tweak a thing or two. And that'll just make the biggest difference. Keep trying and putting your all into it before you decide to just move on to something else.
So I'm going to pose a question to you guys that I don't remember where it came from. I definitely didn't make this up, but it's something that I always say to my kids when they're all wrapped up with, doing something that's hard or, maybe takes a lot of time and they can't figure out how to get it done. It just seems overwhelming, right? I always ask them this: how do you eat an elephant? And the answer is always, I don't know, you can't eat an elephant. I would say that you can. And the answer is one bite at a time, right? The same way I just destroyed this chicken teriyaki and vegetables, right? One bite at a time. It's not gonna happen overnight. Keep working, keep pushing, keep grinding, and you will get to where you wanna be.
Anything else?
Good.
All right, guys.
I gave you all I had. I'm ready for a nap.
Hey guys, we just got back home. We got kicked out of the mall.
Literally.
Because the mall closes early and we didn't know about it. So
Close at 8.
Exactly. And we remember back in the day they used to close at 11. And I don't know, the pandemic has screwed everything up.
What time does your local mall close? Put that in the comments box.
On a Friday night.
Let's talk about it. Yeah, Friday night.
Seriously.
Whatever.
Anywho, we have some very exciting news. Share it, bitch, share it.
On November 7th, we are going to be back out there with CES MMA. They're putting on a awesome show out in Providence, Rhode Island. It's going to be on UFC Fight Pass, right? So if you're in the area, get your tickets. Come see us. We're going to be out there. We're going to have a vendor table set up. Make sure you get on social media, follow Savage Fitness Brand, follow CES MMA, CES Boxing, the CES models, right? They're going to be sporting some awesome gear that was provided by us, by Savage Fitness. So be on the lookout for that. Like I said, if you're in the area, get your tickets. If you're not in the area, get on UFC Fight Pass and you can watch it from the comfort of your home.
Or get your tickets anyways, because why not?
Yeah.
Guys, it's a big opportunity. I mean, for anyone that doesn't know, we live in Connecticut. So this is another step for us and we're very, very excited.
Going on a road trip, going out of state.
Road trip. So definitely follow us and watch the next video because we're bringing you on the road as well.
That's right. All right, we'll see you guys next time.